Hello guys, this is HR Prima once again and welcome to the channel. Today we are going to talk about some very interesting topic. It's a topic that is actually familiar with everybody, especially if you are an employee. And what is that topic? It's the topic of quitting or losing your job. Now let me ask you a question. Have you ever landed a job in any company and then after you were handed that like appointment letter, you were in your head, you were like, wow, finally I've got a job, and you were hoping to hold down that job until maybe the time you yourself feel like leaving, or until you retire. Have you ever felt that way? But then all of a sudden, when things take an unexpected turn and you are handed a dismissal letter out of the blue, you get frustrated, you get flustered, you don't know what to do. Have you ever felt that way? Well, if you are watching this video and you have had that experience, or you've not even had that experience yet, then I've got you covered in this video. So let's jump right into it. Today's topic is how to quit or lose your job without going broke. A lot of people get frustrated when they are handed a dismissal letter because they don't have anything backing them up, and the thought of how to survive until the next job comes is what leaves a lot of people frustrated. But today we are going to learn of something I have personally applied, which has helped me, and for which reason I'm doing this video today. So now, what is the first thing to do if you want to lose your job or to quit voluntarily without going broke? Now, the first thing you need to do is, in the industrial age, the mantra was, oh, go to school, get good grades, land a high paying job or a safe, secure job with benefits, and work until retirement. Then, after all, you can enjoy your life, right? Yeah. In fact, this mantra actually proved true in the industrial age. That was a time when a person could hold down a job until he retires in a single company. But with the birth of the information age, the moment businesses started operating online, the World Wide Web was introduced and was officially adopted in the 2000s. That belief of holding down a job for the rest of your life until retirement no longer applied to anybody. In fact, at best, in this information age, the most number of years a person could hold down a job is maybe 3-5 years, and then he moves to another company. Now that's what pertains now in this information age. Now only few people are able to hold down their job until retirement in this information age. So in order to avoid the surprise of getting dismissed, what should you do? Now, before we jump into what we should do, one thing we should take note of is that there are some factors that influence people's dismissal or downsizing, which I will cover later into details in another video. But I want to highlight one thing, that a lot of the skills employers require of workers today are something that robots are now employed to do much faster and more efficiently. So sometimes when you are working in a company, it gets to a time when the company sees the need to adopt some technology that will do things faster than what you are doing. They can easily smoke you out of their system and adopt that technology. So now, because technology is advancing very fast, the likelihood of people getting fired is going to be on the rise much more than even we are experiencing now. a lot more people are going to lose their job, much more, even as we speak now, than it ever happened. So there is no such thing as holding down a job until retirement anymore in this era. So in order to avoid the surprise of not getting flustered or frustrated when that happens, what do you do? One, the number one thing you need to do in this era, whenever you land a job, is start with an end in mind. What do I mean by that? Whenever you apply for a job, you pass the interview and you are handed the appointment letter and eventually the confirmation letter, don't get so excited and so assured that, hey, you've landed a job and therefore you are going to keep it. No. That very day that you are handed the appointment letter, you need to start planning your exit. So that's what I mean by start with an end in mind. What does it mean? It means the very day you are handed your appointment letter, ask yourself, what can I do so that in case I happen to be fired, I won't find myself wanting. So you start putting plans in it. So have it in mind that, hey, even though you've landed this job, it is not going to be permanent. And when you have that mindset, it will help you to prepare for any sudden dismissal or dissatisfaction you find with the job if you yourself voluntarily want to leave. So that's the first thing you need to do. Now, after starting with an end in mind, what is the next thing you need to do? The next thing is you commit yourself to self-education. What do I mean by that? Self-education comes basically in two forms. Self-education has to do with one, financial literacy, and two, personal development. So if you're an employee in someone's company and you know that your job is not guaranteed, what you should be thinking is how you can even stand on your own in case you are handed your dismissal letter or downsizing notice. You see, in case the company wants to downsize, as people experienced during the COVID. Yeah, you need to ask yourself, in case I'm fired today, what can I do to still keep standing and not find myself wanting financially? So how to help you prepare for that is self-education. You need to learn about how money works, how to build a company, and all those things, anything related to finance and employment or business building or business ownership. You need to learn all those things the very day you are handed your appointment letter. That's what I mean by self-education. So it has to do with emotional intelligence and all those things, financial literacy. And now number three, the next thing you do, and in fact these are not in any particular order. So, but the next thing you need to do after you commit yourself to self-education is join some entrepreneurial network. You know, there's a saying that you are the average of the 5 people you work with most of the time. If you are someone who is aspiring to become a business owner in future, you are always working with people who have the entrepreneurial mindset. They don't have business ownership mindset. You never gain any motivation to become a business owner in future. So the best thing to do is find a community of like-minded people, people who are also aspiring to become business owners or who also working with an exit plan in mind. Find a community of those people, join them so that you can be encouraging each other and learning from each other. And that will help you do things in a way that will let you not find yourself wanting. Now, entrepreneurial networks come in many forms. And if you don't know any local community that does that, you can always go online and search for any entrepreneurial community. One very common entrepreneurial network you can find is network marketing. Network marketing is actually a community of entrepreneurial minded people who are building their businesses under a bigger brand, with the aid of a bigger brand. So if you are someone who wants to learn more about entrepreneurship, leadership, sales, public speaking, etc., I think network marketing is the best community you can join. So you can find any network marketing company, join them just to learn those skills. And in the process, you might even make some money for yourself if you are very serious. So that's just an example of an entrepreneurial network you can join. There are many other ones. When you search on the internet, you will find. Now, after the next thing after joining an entrepreneurial network is to find a mentor. Who is a mentor? A mentor is somebody who is already doing something you want to do and can hold your hand or teach you how you can also go about becoming as successful as he is. That's a mentor. So you find someone. So let's say, for instance, if you want to go into the business of telecommunication, or let's say transport business, you do your research and find out who owns a successful transport company in your country, your community, wherever, and try to fish out that person, and then try to get those people to help you, teach you how you can go about it. In a later video, I will do something about how to even get a mentor. But one thing I want you to know is that one way you can find mentors is if you know someone who is doing what you are doing in person, you can go to him, make a proposal, and offer to do something for the person for free in return for the education you are getting. If you want to deal with a mentor, you need to find a way of providing value to them, add value to them. If there's a service you can offer them in return for the mentorship you get, you do that. There are some mentors also who receive pay for that. If you get someone who can teach you for a fee and you can afford it, fair enough. You can also go for that kind of mentor. Or when you go to YouTube, there are a lot of free mentors there. You can just search this thing, how to start a so and so company. If it is successful transport company, you go there, you get a lot of mentors on the internet, or you read about them in books. Now mentors are everywhere. There's no shortage of mentors. You can find them in books, YouTube, in person, etc. So you look for mentors, some people you can learn from time to time. Now, after having done this, you now need to do what? Create a budget. Yes, there is no way you can succeed financially without learning how to budget. A budget will let you know how much money you should set aside for personal expenses, how much you should save towards creating your own business, how much money you should set aside for expenses and all those things. So if you are someone who is not good at budgeting, go and learn how to budget and start spending money according to your budget. In a later video, I'll also teach about how to do a very successful budget that can lead you to financial independence. We'll cover that in a future video. But for the time being, if you don't know how to budget, go and learn how to budget, and it will also help you to prepare for any sudden dismissal that your company may subject you to. Now, after having a budget, you also need to learn how to cut back on expenses. And that's one thing that budget helps you with. Budget helps you to know how it helps you to identify your needs from your wants. A lot of people who don't spend according to budget, sometimes the evil that they normally succumb to is the evil of instant gratification and impulse buying. Now, if you are someone who has a very workable budget with a purpose, There's no way you can spend recklessly. So after creating a budget, the next thing you need to do is learn how to cut back on expenses. If there are some things that you merely desire out of want and they are not needs, you need to exercise self-control not to entertain those things. Don't go to sites that normally advertise things that will whet your appetite to go and buy, and later when you buy, you will even regret buying those things. No. So you need to look at how to cut back on expense so that you can save enough towards building your business. Mhm. So that in case you lose your job, you don't find yourself wanting. And now, after creating a budget and cutting back on expenses, the next thing you need to do is find a side hustle. Now, that money you are saving towards creating business, now you need to pump that money into actually creating the business. Yes, you need to now find a side hustle. Side hustle is any income generating activity you can do at your spare time that will be generating money for you, be earning you extra income. And one very advantageous thing about side hustle is that if the job you are currently doing is earning you enough money, the money you are generating from your side hustle is something you can be saving up towards any eventuality that may happen. You have enough money saved up so that by the time you say, oh, we are sorry, we are downsizing, or we no longer need your services because we've got the technology that can do your job better, you will not find yourself one. You actually take your dismissal letter with a smile and even thank your boss for firing you that suddenly. You know what? Because you know what? The moment you are handed that letter and you know you have something cushioning you, you now go jump straight into your business full time, and you can't imagine what will happen to you if you are devoted to your business full time and people get to know you that hey, this is all you stand for. Believe me, the sky will actually be your starting point. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people who became financially independent actually achieved that through building their own businesses. No one has ever become financially independent by being an employee. Even if you are a high earning employee, let's say you work with Fortune 500 company, even that one cannot make you financially independent because the moment you retire, when you become inactive during your retirement, all your money will go towards medical bills and stuff, and before you know it, you wind up broke. So the best way to gain financial independence is to have your own business. You see, but if you don't have money to build a big business from the scratch, you can just start as a side hustle. You turn some hobby you have or passion into a business, be growing it small small so that by the time they say, hey Jack, you are fired, you now devote yourself to it full time, and that will be it. Now, the next thing you also need to do is I I alluded to this earlier, but I'll say it again. When you are making money, learn to save up. You save, and not only save, but find a way of investing the money too in some other area that will be generating money for you passively. So that's it. So these are the ways that these are the things you can do to not find yourself wanting when you are suddenly faced with the choice of having to quit your job unexpectedly. Yeah. So I hope today's tips have been beneficial. If you like the information I've just said, please, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. It's free. Nobody will charge you for subscribing. And after subscribing, turn on the notification bell, the one that says all. You tap on that one so that anytime I upload a new video, you'll be among the first to be informed. Also, like the video so that a lot of people who are interested in topics like this will also get suggested. This video will be suggested to them to also watch so that we can help a lot more people avoid getting losing their jobs and finding themselves wanting. So until the next topic, I say thank you very much for watching this far, and may God be with you until we meet again next time in our next video. Peace out.